My name is Randy Bigley. Joining me on the podcast right now from Kingwood Center Gardens, the executive director, Josh Steffan's with me. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. Boy, I guess you guys are probably busy right now, aren't you?
Yeah. We are full of lots of different things going on. So.
Summertime's a big time. Well, you guys are busy year round, though. I mean, you know.
Well, you think about how it's a new paradigm for us with the Gateway, the new visitor center, and all that being open. And
Sure.
we talked last time how we're now a year-round operation, not just April 1st through end of Christmas.
Sure, right.
Which was a long time the way it was.
Oh yeah, forever. So as long as I can remember.
It's just it was, and so it's that's like seismic.
Right. Sure.
For an
Yeah.
organization to have that kind of change, and because
Right.
it totally changes your capacity and what you got to do to deliver.
Sure, exactly.
Yeah.
So what kind of things do you have coming up? I know we have a concert series
Yeah.
and, of course, WQEL sponsored over here.
Yeah, and so is North Central Ohio Media Group.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at my notes at all.
That's all right.
Right, and you guys are media sponsors for us, so we also thank you, of course, for joining us on it. And
Awesome.
We're looking forward to it. There's it's the Thursdays in July here, so we got next week on the 7th, of course, the 14th, 21st, and 28th. We've got a different group each time.
Okay, cool. What do you got coming up? Do you know?
Well, on the 7th we've got Tom's Kitchen Table,
Uh-huh.
and then on the 14th we have Oolong Gurus, which I think we had last year.
I think you did. Yeah. Uh-huh.
We might have had Tom's Kitchen also, but don't quote me on that. Then on the 21st we have Jody Odom Jr., and then on the 28th we have Paradigm.
Nice. Wow. Good.
So
Excellent.
something we've done for several years, and has been a popular event for us. So.
Excellent. Anything else coming up here?
Also right now I think we talked last time about how the duck pond project.
Yeah, right,
the
sure.
sacred, special, beloved duck pond.
Yes, that's where my oldest son took his first steps, by the way.
Yeah, into the water.
No, not into the water.
Yeah,
Fortunately,
everybody always says the first things I hear out of people's mouths is Kingwood. Oh, Kingwood! I went there when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Or I was taken there when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I fed the ducks and I fell in the duck pond. That's like almost verbatim, half or most of them like that.
Right.
So we are actually hopefully this Thursday starting to pour the concrete floor.
Nice.
So we've deepened the pond. The historic footprint's still going to be the same.
Okay. Right.
So people will get their beloved shape back. But
right.
we've added different types of filtration. So it's gonna be a lot of dump trucks trucks. Concrete trucks.
Okay.
We had dump trucks taking the old concrete out.
Right.
But concrete trucks coming in and having them, and that's just to pump the floor.
Okay.
And then we will do the sidewalls in a separate deal. But it's pretty exciting that we're at this point in the process.
Nice. Yeah. A lot of improvements been made there in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody who's not been there since 2020 when they really kind of finished up the Gateway Garden and the Gateway Visitor Center project. They just and the new Meadow Garden and all the kind of things that go with it. It's a new face and atmosphere for Kingwood.
Sure.
It's sort of like you finally feel like you have a point of arrival, orientation, engagement for the guests, which is really at the heart of what they've been trying to do over the last since 2008 to a certain extent.
Sure. So with COVID kind of fortunately being in the back door a little bit, you guys are back to getting maybe events back again that you guys had before?
Yeah, I mean, since they did a slightly modifications for a couple of events. But yeah, Christmas, Pumpkin Glow.
Yeah.
We got Family Day coming up in August 7th.
Okay.
Which is a Sunday, and it will be during our normal operational hours. It's free to the public. It will be on a Sunday, and it's actually a really kind of fun event because we'll have yard games and some food trucks, and we'll have other kids' activities, things that they can do together as a family in the garden for no extra cost.
Nice. Wow.
So,
yeah. Very cool. Yeah, I know we've been to many of the events over there. So.
Well, we also got Wine Walk then, which was typically done in June.
Right.
They've moved that date to September this year. So it'll be September 10th, and that's definitely a adult only event. Right?
Sure, right?
With
yeah.
different
Right.
vine but true. Wine vendors, I hope you'll edit that part out.
Yeah.
Different wine vendors. I think we'll be bringing Phoenix Brewery back.
Okay.
So there will be at least one beer option for us beer lovers.
Right. Sure.
And just to get to sample different stuff, be in the garden, and kind of that transition between fall and summer and fall.
Very cool. So so lots of things going on. A good time to see Kingwood Center. If you have never been out there, or maybe you haven't been there for years, you might be impressed about it. You will be impressed about the changes out there.
Well, so other things that are really important, fundamental for us. We just recently, although we haven't really rolled it out, we've kind of reworked our mission and our vision statement. And
okay.
But Kingwood has always been about like creating deep connections. That's one of the things. I've just been in the job now for a year, and one of the things that I've really learned to appreciate about Kingwood is that it is a place of deep. It's a point of deep connection for a lot of people. It goes back to deep roots for people, and we're about helping to continue to make those kind of connections, both to each other and to the natural world around them. So that's at the heart of what we want for people to have. It's a sanctuary for people.
Sure.
It's a point of positive and safe engagement for people. It can be a lot of different things to a lot of different people.
First time I was there, I was in kindergarten. We did a field trip. So so it's been that long, and I've been ever since then. So
you start that, and it's not. I mean, it's just like any museum experience. Although one of the things I like about a public garden that's different than a museum is it's nature. It's as fundamental as it gets, although it's really a garden. It's not just nature, but it's fundamental as it gets. And people, they make those early connections, and then if we can interact with them on an early basis, and early childhood development's really key and passionate of mine. Yeah, a passion of mine. They're engaged the rest of their lives. And
awesome.
That's really good for us, obviously, and hopefully for them.
It is, like I said. Then I had my kids there and stuff too. It's kind of it's why I grew up with it. So over there, so
Sure. Well, that was the same thing for me. I grew up in Midland, Michigan. We're home to Dow Chemical. Yeah. And the founder of Dow Chemical, Herbert Dow, his estate became a garden. So Dow Gardens, that was my first job out of high school. Yeah. But I grew up going there. My 5-year-old pictures were taken there. Yeah. Right. So same thing. I had an early interaction with the public garden, and then it became a calling. For a career and a passion. So.
I always remember the peacocks there when I was little. I remember. And they're still there too.
What impression did that leave with you?
Just how big they are. I mean, how big their tails are. How big, and just being able. You don't. In this area, you don't see peacocks very often. It's kind of a really unique thing,
Yeah, well, especially you don't. I mean, I guess if you were going to a zoo or something like that, you're more likely to think than to see those. Like I think you go to Fort Wayne Children's Zoo, and they're there, roaming, just like we do. Right. But you're in a garden, right? And that's not normal North American gardening experience.
Sure. Right. Those and the ducks. I remember all the ducks.
All the ducks. All the ducks.
And feeding the ducks. I rember feeding the ducks.
The ducks will be back. Yeah. You put a puddle of water on the ground and the ducks gather. So you don't have to try. But there certainly will be back. The whole feeding experience, none of that's going away. Right. That is fixing the leak. Kind of honoring what Mr. King had put there, but just trying to enhance it and continue that really special experience for people is really all we want to do. We just want to. We had the opportunity to make it just even more than what it already is. Right.
What hours are you open over there?
We're open Monday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.
And memberships too, right?
Yeah, membership is actually through the roof.
I would imagine, yeah.
We recently surpassed 2,500 households, which is a big deal for us. Yeah. And all the benefits that come, with those kinds of. Of course, there's different membership levels that you can be. If you get at a certain level, you can, there's reciprocal benefits going to other gardens and that kind of thing. So, there's, it's important for every household to look at it and what makes sense for them.
Awesome. Do you have a website?
We do, and I think I screwed this up last time. If I remember right,
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah.
I did, and we were like, "Oh crap, I gotta look it up." It's Kingwood Center Gardens.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, I did it again. See,
Right.
I have worked for too many public gardens, and gardens is always in the name.
Yeah.
And I'm just not used to it. KingwoodCenter.org.
Oh, gotcha. Thank you. And if probably have social media too, right?
Oh yeah, we're on Facebook. We also are on Instagram, and so you can always check us out and what we got going on there.
All right. Thank you so much, Josh.
Yeah.
All right.